So, the first Old Testament citation is in Matthew 1:18 through 23. Now the birth of Jesus the Messiah took place in this way. When his mother Mary had been engaged to Joseph, but before they lived together, she was found to be with child from the Holy Spirit. Her husband Joseph, being a righteous man and unwilling to expose her to public disgrace, planned to dismiss her quietly. But just when he had resolved to do this, an angel of the Lord appeared to him in a dream and said, Joseph, son of David, do not be afraid to take Mary as your wife, for the child conceived in her is from the Holy Spirit. She will bear a son, and you are to name him Jesus, for he will save his people from their sins. All this took place to fulfill what had been spoken by the Lord through the prophet. Look, the virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and they shall call him Emmanuel, which means God with us. So the citation in verse 23 is from Isaiah chapter 7, verse 14. And in this case, I'm going to switch over to the New English translation of the Septuagint. And from Isaiah 7, I'm going to start with verses 1 through 18 to give a little background. And it happened in the days of Ahaz, son of Jotham, the son of Ozias, king of Judah, that King Rason of Aram and King Phachi, son of Romelias of Israel, went up against Jerusalem to wage war against it, but could not besiege it. And it was reported to the house of David, saying, Aram has made an agreement with Ephraim. And his soul and the soul of his people were agitated, as when a tree in the forest is shaken by the wind. Then the Lord said to Isaiah, Go out to meet Ahaz, you and the one who is left, your son Jasub, at the pool on the upper road to the fuller's field. And you will say to him, Take care to be quiet, and do not fear, nor let your soul be feeble because of these 2 logs of smoking firebrands. For when my fierce anger comes, I will heal again. So the smoking firebrands referring to the 2 kings that had been mentioned previously. And as for the son of Aram and the son of Romelias, because they have plotted an evil counsel concerning you, saying, We will go up to Judea, and after talking with them, let us turn them toward us, and we will make the son of Tabeel king over it. This is what the Lord Sabaoth says. This counsel shall not remain, nor shall it come to pass. But the head of Aram is Damascus. But yet within 65 years, the kingdom of Ephraim will cease from being people. So we've already been given a timetable on when this prophecy is supposed to be fulfilled. And the head of Ephraim is Samaron, and the head of Samaron is the son of Romelias. And if you do not believe, neither shall you understand. And the Lord spoke further to Ahaz, saying, Ask for yourself a sign of the Lord your God, in depth or in height. But Ahaz said, I will not ask, nor will I put the Lord to the test. Then he said, Hear now, O house of David, is it a small thing for you to provoke a fight with mortals? How then do you provoke a fight with the Lord? Therefore the Lord himself will give you a sign. Look, the virgin shall be with child and bear a son, and you shall call his name Emmanuel. He shall eat butter and honey. Before he knows or prefers evil things, he shall choose what is good. For before the child knows good or bad, he defies evil to choose what is good. And the land that you fear from before the 2 kings will be abandoned. But God will bring on you and on your people and on your ancestral house such days as have not yet come since the day that he took Ephraim away from Judah, the king of the Assyrians. Okay, so we have verse 14 that in the Septuagint, refers to a virgin being with child. Although the Hebrew, the word used alma, doesn't specifically mean virgin, it means young woman. So Matthew was specifically quoting from here. But what is not quoted are, verses 15 and 16. Unless you are going to adhere to an adoptionist theology where Jesus was at one time just a man and later was adopted as the Son of God, it's not going to be possible for him to have a time where he didn't know good or bad, or to defy evil to choose what is good. It's simply not going to be possible because of his divine nature. And in chapter 8 of Isaiah, now we may have an example of the child being referred to in chapter 7. This is from verses 1 through 3. Then the Lord said to me, "Take for yourself a scroll of a new large one, and write on it with a man's pen, in order to take plunder from the spoils quickly, for it is near. And make reliable men my witnesses, Urias and Zacharias, son of Barachias." And I went to the prophetess, and she conceived and bore a son. Then the Lord said to me, "Name him Swiftly Spoil, Quickly Plunder. For before the child knows how to call father or mother, it will receive the power of Damascus and the spoils of Samaria before the king of the Assyrians." Doesn't that allusion sound quite similar to what was given in chapter 7? And it does appear that we actually have a fulfillment of this prophecy in the demise of the two aforementioned kings. Now, their demise happens in two different chapters in the book of 2 Kings. I'm going to read again from New Revised Standard in chapter 15, verses 27 through 30, and chapter 16, verses 1 through 9. In the 52nd year of King Azariah of Judah, Pekah, son of Remaliah, began to reign over Israel in Samaria. He reigned for 20 years. He did what was evil in the sight of the Lord. He did not depart from the sins of Jeroboam son of Nebat, which he caused Israel to sin. In the days of King Pekah of Israel, King Tiglath-pileser of Assyria came and captured Ijon, Abel, Beth-Maachah, Janoah, Kedesh, Hatzor, Gilead, and Galilee, all the land of Naphtali, and he carried the people captive to Assyria. Then Hoshea son of Elah made a conspiracy against Pekah son of Remaliah, attacked him, and killed him. He reigned in place of him in the 20th year of Jotham son of Uzziah. And chapter 16. In the 17th year of Pekah son of Remaliah, King Ahaz son of Jotham of Judah began to reign. Ahaz was 20 years old when he began to reign. He reigned for 16 years in Jerusalem. He did not do what was right in the sight of the Lord his God, as his ancestor David had done, but he walked in the way of the kings of Israel. He even made his sons pass through fire according to the abominable practices of the nations whom the Lord drove out before the people of Israel. He sacrificed and made offerings in the high places on the hills and under every green tree. Then King Rezin of Aram and King Pekah son of Remaliah of Israel came up to wage war on Jerusalem. They besieged Ahaz but could not conquer him. At that time the king of Edom recovered Elath for Edom, and drove the Judeans from Elath. And the Edomites came to Elath, where they live to this day. Ahaz sent messengers to King Tiglath-pileser of Assyria, saying, "I am your servant and your son. Come up and rescue me from the hand of the king of Aram and from the hand of the king of Israel, who are attacking me." Ahaz also took the silver and gold found in the house of the Lord and in the treasures of the king's house, and sent a present to the king of Assyria. The king of Assyria listened to him. The king of Assyria marched up against Damascus and took it, carrying its people captive to Kir. Then he killed Rezin. So, we already have a fulfillment of the prophecy in Isaiah chapter 7, and it looks like we've already given an example. We've been given an example of the child predicted to be born in chapter 8, the child born to the wife of the prophet Isaiah. So, It doesn't really seem like this prophecy fits very well with what Matthew's talking about.